This year R4D was a kind of special, an improvement to maybe 2013 R4D in different aspects. Yeah, the poster arrangement, the organization, that is in terms of logistics, was a bit more impressive than in 2013. And the kind of arrangement in terms of presentation, the content of presentation was also impressive to me.
The R4D week has been great. I have learned a lot of things, made new contacts, especially for the work that I'm doing. I was able to really, learn some new important topics to consider for the work that I do in IITA, for the IITA mandate crops, and especially to meet the key people I should work with in 2016.
The impression has been so good, because actually, formerly I work with African Rice Center. And then I've attended a lot of maybe science, we call it a science week. But actually with what I've seen with the R4D, R4D is so unique, compared to what we used to have in my former center. So the experience has been so wonderful. Well, actually, one of the things that I really so much appreciated, in this R4D is for me to see my DG, staying all through, following up, and then giving us a direction on what to do and how to package our resources. So it's really something that I so much appreciate, because it's really giving us direction to to the direction where we should go. And at the same time, so I was able to meet many of our colleagues and then be able to network with them, and then again to learn about what others are really doing, and then the presentation so far has been so unique. So I so much, I enjoy the presentations of some of my colleagues.
It's been a great experience in that many of us, whether we're biophysical or social scientists, are getting together and seeing each other's work, and also being motivated by what we're hearing about some ongoing research and some developments. It's great to have all of us together. I think whether it's in formal settings, the presentations, and then also the opportunities to sit and discuss after hours, it's a rare opportunity to have all of us in one place together.
This is a great time for me. This is my first time with the R4D, and this is the great time to share and learn the experience from other IITA staff. For me, it's just I can learn from many kinds of other areas that is out of my knowledge. Yes, because for me, I'm based in food science and for the nutritionist, but for this R4D week, I can learn in other areas.
It is very nice, and it is helpful to know each other and to know who is doing what in and where, and it's really fantastic. It's very nice, and I got a lot of information. I knew a lot of colleagues, a lot of scientists working in different centers, in different hubs and centers. I get to know the activities in different hubs, and some are similar to my area, and I got a lot of information from different scientists working in my area, and it's really helpful.
I am new to IITA, all of 5 months now, I can say. I knew IITA from a distance from my past. And this was a good opportunity to know more about what the institution does and how it hopes to make the impact that it wants to make. It's important, first of all, to know what, as an M&E expert, the goals that IITA wants to achieve. And this has been a very good time to hear people articulate that goal in its various forms. So as an M&E specialist, thinking of measuring our progress and tracking, this has been good to just hear people think about or express in many ways about what they want to achieve.
So far it has been good. More especially for me, it has been a learning process, because I didn't know a lot of people. I just joined in April this year, and so getting together to know people, that was very good at network. But also for me, I was sometimes back, I was a student here. So by the time I am back now, I have seen how IITA has grown in diversity, in many people, the work they do, even more of the people and the youth. So it has been so exciting to share all this and listen to many people, not just science.
Donc la semaine en fait, donc R4D Week, pour moi a été très intéressante en fait sur certains points parce que ça m'a permis de mettre des visages sur des adresses mail. Donc c'était très intéressant pour ça. Après, effectivement, j'ai pas pu arriver avant donc, pour connaître tout l'organigramme de l'IITA, etc. Donc c'est vrai que en termes d'information, en fait, c'est ce qui me manquait un peu. Mais cette semaine, je trouve qu'elle a été plutôt bien organisée. Les choses ont été faites dans les temps. Donc c'était plutôt bien. Pour quelqu'un qui vient d'arriver, c'est vraiment un moment pour mieux connaître les gens et l'organisation.
It's quite a good program. It brings a lot of scientists together. You meet new faces. The PAR has been a bit of a surprise to some of us because we didn't have an inside look into it before we got here, and it's been a bit difficult trying to get around doing things the way they're supposed to be done. Maybe if we had prior information, we would have known how to prepare for it. But it's okay, it's a learning process.
The R4D week was, for me, was remarkable, I should say. It was very important and very interesting. You know, looking at the science that is happening, just from IITA as an institution, for me it was very interesting, you know. It was like, okay, there's so much that is going on that I didn't even know. So then I got to know the science that we do in the different hubs, in the different countries. I was able to link up with the different people, you know, go to the different side meetings and know what is happening, which was also an opportunity for me because now I've networked. I've had a network. For example, like we formed the gender group at IITA, which was not there. It was very useful and interesting for me so far.
This is my very first time of attending this. I'm highly impressed. I think I was discussing with somebody that the standard is very high. I just have to settle down and learn new things, and I've learned quite a lot within these few days. I so appreciate the organization of this. It's very wonderful. Interacting with both junior and senior colleagues. I have been in the scientific world for a very long time now, more than close to 36 years now. And some of the people we grew with here, because I was a research fellow here in the 80s, I've seen some of them regional directors and so on, and I can see they are doing very well. I'm so impressed. And the standard of research here has impressed me a lot.
This is my first R4D. Then my feelings is that it's just a good and wonderful program since it's bringing together more than 200 scientists from IITA, including all the hubs and stations. So you meet new people, you meet colleagues from different disciplines and research areas, so we learn a lot. Then it's also good for sharing the knowledge in the presentation, the poster session, so you can add all these new learnings to improve your own activities and science.
It's an exciting opportunity to get to meet some colleagues, to interact with some people. I'm looking forward to exploiting some of the talent that's here in ITA. Wonderful week so far.
My impressions for the R4D week are that it's quite well organized. Of course, the first part of the week has been more on the science presentations, and I found that quite inspiring in terms of we have quite a we have different teams, you know, multicultural of course, but also multidisciplinary team. I think there's still room for improvement. For example, next year I'm looking forward to having, you know, specific sessions on, for example, gender, a morning session on gender, to show how our strategic gender research is going to translate into the practices of integrating gender into our different projects.
Well, I'm really delighted to be here, and it's my first time to be here. So to meet senior scientists, get their perspectives of what have been done in the past, as well as seeing how we could use them to improve on our skills, on our way of thinking, to actually let us be productive in a way. So I'm really, really impressed about that.
My impression so far is very positive. I really enjoyed the discussions and the diverse areas of research IITA is involved in. And it was a lot of learning experience for me, since I'm relatively a new staff in IITA. There were many interesting issues on the breeding, on the research that people do on breeding and the genetic. On the genetics of the cropping systems, and all those issues were interesting for me. And also the new interest in integrating gender in the different research components is very interesting for me.
For me, it's the first time to experience the Science Week. I have met many new colleagues. I've been provided an opportunity to present my work, which I really liked and which was also very exciting, and I was even a bit nervous for the presentation, but I got very good response. I've been to Ibadan a couple of times, but every time I'm amazed by the beauty of the campus. I love to go for running in the morning around the lake, and this morning I was invited by the youth agripreneurs to give a small talk about my work, about how I view agripreneurship and their opportunities in the agricultural landscape. So for me, so far, it has been a really beautiful experience.
This is a nice opportunity to me. I am meeting the more eminent scientists here, and it is an opportunity to discuss about the ideas, the meetings, the challenges, and the research communications, and to know each other. So it was a nice experience, and I have learned a lot. Yeah.
It was also great to see the presentation of Sanginga about how IITA managed to deal with all the funds crisis in CRPs and at the C Consortium office. So I think the strategy that IITA is taking by really much more focusing on the next users and the donors that are based here in Africa and trying to get the funding from them directly by convincing that we can deliver, and that we are ready for the challenge. I think that was very inspiring, and I think it's been also very successful. So for me, that's one of the biggest take-home messages that I've seen from this R4D week.
The impression I have is actually science-oriented, and how to bring in new technologies and to support science work. So it's really constructive, and we are actually fulfilling our mandate to help, the communities, African population to come out of poverty. So it's really encouraging, and that's my impression.
The R4D week, yeah, quite interesting, challenging, and full of a lot of experiences that would want to have, like seeing senior scientists present very great papers, and the most interesting thing I've also seen is that gender is becoming a thing of a common thing now. People are beginning to understand what gender is really, and then they are coming to appreciate. And I think it will help me as I integrate or try to mainstream gender into my activities here in IITA.
My impression about the R4D week is, I can say it's excellent, because it gives us a whole picture of what IITA is doing in different parts of the African continent, and also it's a very good forum for interaction with different scientists and understanding what the others are doing, and then also you're also able to see where you position yourself, your contribution to the big role IITA has to play.
I have very good impression of how it's first organized. So I like the programs, the different steps, the different communications I attended, because it enabled me to know more what my colleagues from other regions are doing and where they are. So then it's also reflect me, my own work in the whole thing IITA is doing, so that I can see how to maybe redirect or improve or even discuss with them to maybe share our experiences.